Hi, this is the three-part story called Brothers in Arms. Part 1. My opponent in the men's singles handicap at the Frinton Open event of 1972 had long curly hair and wore a white flat cap to play tennis in. He looked about 19 years of age, but during a heated argument about the rules, he was to say, "I've been playing these handicap matches for 15 years, you know." I realised then that he must be nearly 30 years of age, whereas I'd thought he was a teenager just like me. I have to say that his behaviour did little to defy such logic. There were no umpires in this type of match, and we played in the middle of a line of 4 or 5 grass tennis courts with matches being played either side of us. Throughout the first set, he continually tapped his racket on the floor after he'd hoisted a lob into the air. It was deliberate gamesmanship on his part, purely designed to put me off my shot. And it worked perfectly for him as I sent one smash after another into the back fence. After we changed ends at one point, I told him I would claim the point if he did this again. Sure enough, he did it again straight away, and I went absolutely mental. I remember standing at the net trying to claim the point, but what could I do without an umpire? As I protested in vain, he repeated the same 2 words over and over again. Love 15, love 15, love 15. I had no choice but to back down. I could have stayed there till Christmas and he would have still been standing there saying love 15 with that smug grin all over his stupid face. Here was somebody certainly on a par with me for stubbornness, that's for sure. Revenge was to be swift and very sweet indeed. He had a big first serve but an ultra-safe second delivery. His second serve was in fact so safe that he served only 1 double fault in a match which was to last for 3.5 hours. I'm pleased to say that his sole double fault had everything to do with my revenge gamesmanship. It was the first point of the next game. He served a fault, and as the ball was in the air for the second serve, I yelled out, "Unlucky," from the other end of the court. I said this just as he was about to hit the ball in a clear attempt to put him off. He netted the ball, which signals his turn to go mental. He came to the net claiming I was cheating and demanded a replay of the point. I was grinning like a Cheshire cat as I changed sides. He got a taste of his own medicine all right as I repeated over and over again, love 15, love 15, love 15. I was loving it. He had to back down in the same way that I had a few moments earlier, but then I guess he wasn't really looking forward to Christmas either. As I say, he didn't serve another double fault in the entire match, but at least he didn't tap his racket on the floor anymore as I was about to smash the ball. So that was one battle won at least. I lost the first set 9-11 with no tie breaks in handicap events, and early in the second set we had a heated row about the handicapping rules. I knew nothing at all about the rules, but was so wound up by this stage I insisted I was right, and we set off for the referee's tent for clarification. We didn't get far before a competitor on the next court confirmed that my opponent had been right all along. I returned to the court with my towel between my legs, still carrying the scorebook under my arm. Off he went again, repeating the same phrase over and over. This time it was, "Will you accept that? Will you accept that? Will you accept that?" He repeated it again as we reached the net post on our court. I refused to answer him or indeed offer any eye contact to him whatsoever. Instead, I chose to slam the scorebook into the turf as hard as I could in a moment of pointless but nonetheless satisfying petulance. I walked right past him, and as I approached the baseline, his sarcastic tone continued. He wasn't pausing for breath. "Will you accept that? Will you accept that?" he went on. I turned to face him as I reached the return of serve position. Finally, he was to get his eye contact, and indeed his answer, which was delivered in the broadest of Cockney accents. I simply said to him, "I'm playing on another, mate." And so it went on, and on, and on.